Back to another video about functions. Today we're going to be doing the vertical line test. So when you're given a graph of a function or something that you think is a function, it's really helpful to be able to have a way to see if it actually is a function. And in a function, any x value can't have more than one y value. So if you have an x value, it should be paired with one y value. But if it's paired with more than one y value, then that means that that input has more than one output. And that way it's not a function. So what the vertical line test says is that if you have a graph that looks like this, any vertical line that can be drawn that goes through only one point of f of x, then f of x must be a function. And if any vertical line that can be drawn goes through more than one point, then f of x is not a function. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at these three graphs and we're going to see if they're functions or not. Now over here, I have two examples where one is a function and the other is not a function. And you can tell that this vertical red line goes through this blue function at only one point, right here. So that means it's a function. But if the line goes through more than one point, like here, it goes through 3 points, then it wouldn't be a function. So I'm going to choose my pen and I'm going to change my color to red. And we're going to start drawing vertical lines. So here we have y equals x squared. I'm going to draw a vertical line right here. Notice that it only goes through the graph at one point, right here. If I draw the vertical line over here, it only goes through the graph at one point, right here. So every single vertical line that I draw only goes through one point of the graph. And what that means is this is a function. It passes the vertical line test because it only goes through the function at one point. But if you look at this graph, x equals y squared, I can draw a vertical line that goes through more than one point, right? This vertical line goes through the graph right here, through this point, and right here at this point. So because the line passes through more than one point, this is not going to be a function. So this sideways parabola, given by the formula x equals y squared, is not a function. So what do you think about this green oval over here? Would this oval be a function? If so, why? And if not, why isn't it a function? Well, if we draw a vertical line anywhere, it's only going to go through 2 points, right? It goes through this point right here, and it goes through this point right here. And if you were to draw a line over here, that's vertical, it would go through 2 points as well. Now the only point where a vertical line would go through just one point would probably be at the rightmost point and at the leftmost point. So if I was to actually draw a vertical line through here, it would only go through one point. Let me make it a little bit straighter. There we go. So this line only goes through one point, and this line only goes through one point. So then we go back to the vertical line test, because the vertical line test says that if any vertical line goes through more than one point, then it's not a function. And because we have a line where it goes through more than one point, we can safely say that this is not a function. So that's the vertical line test. It tells you whether or not the graph of a relation is a function or not. Because in a function, any x value cannot have more than one y value. And that is the vertical line test.